Hey best friends, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Make sure you go ahead and click the subscribe button if you haven't already, and ring your post notification bell so you'll be notified every time a video goes up. So in today's video, I'm going to be telling y'all about the my COVID-19 experience, testing positive for it, and all the complications that I encountered. So if you're interested in this video, make sure you keep watching. I'm gonna first start off by telling y'all all the symptoms I started having, and then I'll tell y'all like everything I did to treat myself at home. So July 23rd, it was the Thursday, I had to go to the orthodontist to get my braces adjusted. Now, prior to that appointment, I had several more appointments during the pandemic, and everything was fine, so I thought nothing of it. Everything was all clean and sanitized. Every time I went, everybody had their mask on, face shields or whatever. But like the room is like a big room, and you have like 5 or 6 patients back there getting their mouth done at the same time. So the patients had a mask off. So I'm thinking that I maybe caught it from there. I don't know. So anyway, everything was fine. Went to my appointment. The next day, Friday, felt fine. Saturday, Sunday, everything was cool. Monday rolled around. My cousin called me to come to the outlet mall. So I get me and my son ready. My daughter was at my grandma's house. We go to the mall. Still feeling fine. I was even vlogging that day, y'all. I was still feeling fine. Still feeling fine. Everything was cool. We went shopping. We got some food. We ate, and then I left. I was headed to my grandma's house to pick up my daughter. Halfway to my grandma's house, I stayed about 5 minutes before getting there. I started getting this headache. What felt like a sinus pressure headache or whatever. It was like right here on the right side of my head, on top of my eye. And I didn't really think too much of it because I usually do have migraines every now and then, and usually I take a Tylenol or a Goodness powder and it goes away. So fast forward, I get to my grandma's house and I'm in there talking to her, and all of a sudden like my eyes started hurting real bad. I started having like this real bad eye pain that I never felt before, and I just started feeling funny. And I wanted to go to the store to go, I don't remember what I wanted to go get, but I asked my grandma to ride with me because I didn't want to get the kids out, and I just wanted to run in real fast. So she was getting ready. Once she got ready, I told her never mind, because at this point I just felt like I need to go home. I need to get in the bed. So we left, we got home. I got my kids undressed, washed them down real good or whatever, and I took off my clothes, and I was gonna get in the shower. So before I was able to get in the shower, I had to like sit down, like literally sit down, and then it went from having to sit down to having to lay down. Like I felt like something was just like pulling my body down, something was just weighing my body down. My headache was getting worse, eye pain was still there, and then I started having like minor body aches. I thought nothing of it. I didn't think nothing of it. So I mean I thought something of it, but I didn't think no COVID. So I'm laying there and I'm just like, just laying there. An hour passed by, 2 hours passed by. I'm still laying there, but I'm tired and I'm trying to take a nap, but I was unable to go to sleep. So probably like 3 hours later, I finally like pulled myself up to go use the restroom. I go use the restroom, and I know this TMI, but whatever. I had a bowel movement, and at this time I ain't thinking about, I can't smell anything. Like it ain't clicking in my head that I'm not smelling anything, because my head hurt and I'm just, you know, I want to go back and lay down. So when my little automatic air freshener sprayed out that sit on the sink, and I didn't smell that, that's when I was just like, wait a minute. You know, so I finished doing what I was doing, cleaned myself up, went and washed my hands. So in the midst of me washing my hands, I could not smell the soap. And I'll be right back. Let me show you the soap that we use. So this is the hand soap that we use, and this is a pretty strong smelling soap. So I couldn't smell the soap, so I at this point I was really panicking. So I hurried up and rinsed my hands, and then I picked that soap up and I actually like took the top off and I started sniffing it, and I could not smell anything. So I put the soap back. I ran to my room real fast, and if y'all didn't watch my previous videos, y'all know that I have like a lot of lotions and perfumes and body sprays and stuff. And I just went up there and I was opening each and every last one of them, just smelling them, smelling. I couldn't smell anything, y'all. So I ran in the kitchen. first I taste some salt. Like I put some salt in my mouth. I couldn't taste it. Then I got some hot sauce and I put some on my hand and I like licked it a little bit. I could not taste it. Then I started pouring it in my mouth. My taste was completely gone. So at this point I'm like, oh shit, like oh my god, like this can't be happening. So immediately I came back in my room. I called my mama, told her what was going on. She told me she was finna come get the kids so that I wouldn't get them sick. And I was just thinking in my head, like I done been around everybody, like they finna be sick, like it's too late. When she came and got them, I got back in the bed. Like as soon as they left, I got back in the bed because like I still felt tired, like I felt drained, like I ain't had no energy. So I got back in the bed and she was telling me I need to go to the hospital, and I was just like, nah, I'll go tomorrow if I'm not feeling better. So a few hours passed and I still wasn't able to go to sleep, and then all of a sudden I started having like chills and I was sweating. So I got the thermometer, I checked my temp or whatever, and I had a high fever, y'all. Like my fever was 104.1. I'm not making this up. I promise you, like my fever was 104.1. So at this point, I'm scared, like shitless. Like I'm really panicking. But I'm trying to keep my cool, keep my composure. So I just started, praying or whatever and just laying there because I couldn't do anything else. I didn't have no energy. I could not get up again. So as the night went on, I was like dozing off, kind of. I dozed off and I wake up. So I kept doing it, like going in and out all night. And I was really scared because I thought that I wasn't going to wake back up. Like that's how bad I was feeling. So the next morning I woke up for good around like 5:30 a.m. and I stayed up. Now the next day, that Tuesday, that's when everything hit me like a ton of bricks. Like my health just declined, y'all. I promise you, like it felt like somebody had took my body and just slammed me through the wall. Like I got run over by a truck. Like I got severely beaten. Like I was hurting so bad. It hurt to like breathe in. Although I wasn't having any shortness of breath, not at this time, but it was just hurting to like breathe. It was hurting to lay there. It was hurting to blink my eyes. It was hurting to move. So I was still running the fever. I was taking Tylenol around the clock, like every how many hours I was taking them, and my fever would not break. Like it'll go down a little, but it would not break at all. So day 2 was really, really bad. Like it was really rough. Like it hurt to blink my eyes. Still had fever. My headache was gone. I didn't have a headache anymore, but I still had like that eye pain. I still had that fatigue, like feeling tired, feeling drowsy, sluggish. I could not smell and I couldn't taste. Now let me tell y'all this. I don't know if y'all, like we take all this stuff for granted, but being able to smell and taste is just a huge blessing within itself. Because I'm telling you, once you lose those 2 senses, is a whole nother ball game. Like I'm telling you, like you gonna immediately panic, especially when you like being able to taste is one thing, not taste is one thing, but when you cannot smell, it's gonna make you feel like you can't breathe. It's just gonna make you panic like real bad. It made me have real bad anxiety. So anyway, what was I saying? Day 2. So like my folks was calling, checking on me. They was trying to tell me to go to the hospital. I'm like, no, I'm not going. So I did end up calling my doctor and telling them my symptoms or whatever. And basically they just pretty much said the same thing. Like make sure I'm quarantining myself, stay hydrated. If I couldn't breathe, to come to the ER. Okay. So day 2, it was real bad. Stayed in the bed, did not eat, barely drunk anything. Day 3 rolls around and I still had a fever, but I felt much better than I did day 2, and I could actually get up and walk. And I got in the kitchen and I ate some, what did I eat? I think I ate some soup. I didn't have an appetite, but I knew that I needed to eat so I wouldn't get sicker. So I forced myself to eat. But it wasn't like I wasn't trying to eat big meals. I was just trying to put something on my stomach. So I was eating soup. I ate some soup and I was drinking water. I did shower. I was able to shower. And day 3 is actually when I filmed my video about my ex-boyfriend and my best friend. And if you pay close attention on there, you can really kind of hear how I sound on there. I sound like stopped up or whatever. I sound sick. I was sick. I still had a fever, but I just had to push through and like kind of get out the bed and just be productive, because I know that if you lay in the bed, they said it could set up pneumonia or whatever. and I didn't want that, so I was just trying to be productive. So day 3 better, still had the fever, no headaches, smell and taste was still gone. What else? I wasn't having chills anymore, minor body aches. The Tylenol was helping with the body aches. And then so day 3 was okay. That afternoon I got tired again, wiped my makeup off, got back in the bed. Day 4 I felt the same as day 3, but I just stayed in the bed. Anyway, my mama brought me some Mucinex DM down here and some adult Robitussin honey. Now, let me tell y'all something. If you do have COVID and you have like any chest congestion or anything, do not take Robitussin, because Robitussin is going to suppress your cough. You don't want anything to suppress your cough. You want something to get that mucus up. You want to spit that stuff out. You don't want it to sit there. So don't take Robitussin. And that's what my doctor actually told me too when I ended up going for my chest x-ray. We'll get into it. So, okay, day 4, the same as day 3. I stayed in the bed taking my meds. Day 5 and 6. Okay. Ended up going to get tested. Of course, results came back. We already knew what it was gonna say. Okay, so basically did everything that I was doing in the first place, quarantining, trying to stay hydrated, trying to get rest, which is kind of hard to get rest for real, because it's really uncomfortable when you feel like your body is just like shutting down, and you just feel like something is weighing you down. I can't even really explain it, y'all, but it's hard. Like I'm telling you, it's really hard to rest, but you need your rest, but it's hard. So yeah. So after, I say about a week, I was feeling back to normal. Like I was feeling good. Like I was FaceTiming my cousins every day. I'm like, I feel good. Like I'm not sick. I'm good. But I kept quarantining or whatever, and it was just like, take it easy. Okay, now let's fast forward. So I had all them symptoms. All those symptoms were now gone. I slowly started to get my smell back in one nostril. I think it was my left one. I could smell again, but in my right, I still couldn't smell, and I could taste. So only symptom I was having was my smell was gone a little. And what else? Then I started like sneezing, like uncontrollably sneezing. I remember taking a shower and sneezing back to back. I sneezed like 10 times in a row, no lie. And then after that, my nose would start like running, and it wasn't any mucus or anything. It was just like clear water, watery, just water. So start sneezing, nose running. These are all new symptoms I started developing, and this was in the 2nd week. So I started basically developing respiratory symptoms. So my nose started running, I started sneezing, and then I started coughing. Now I told you I have asthma, so anytime I get a cold or something, I have to like watch it, because it will trigger my asthma. It will flare up and make me have an attack. So I started coughing, and then with the coughing came the wheezing. So I'm like, dang, my asthma is triggering. So lucky for me, I have a nebulizer machine here where I can do breathing treatments at home. So I started doing breathing treatments. I was trying to basically do everything I could to not get put in the hospital. I wanted to treat myself at home. I just felt better being at home. And yes, I was still alone. It was just, it was really crazy, y'all. It was, I was taking breathing treatments. I was taking my rescue inhaler. I was still taking Mucinex. And then I had got like this nasal spray. It was Vicks severe nasal spray to like open up my passageways. I was taking it. And so a couple more days passed by, and I started feeling terrible. Like I started feeling like, even though I was taking those breathing treatments, I started getting worse. Like I started wheezing. I started having shortness of breath. It got so bad that I, like, every time I would try to talk, I would be like trying to catch my breath. And I couldn't. So I'm like, at this point, I'm like, okay, something is wrong, because I normally when I take my meds, my asthma meds, it clear up after a few days, and I'm actually getting worse. So I say about 5 days later, I gave in, and I ended up having to go to urgent care. I called, made an appointment, went down there. I had to get retested, and then he came in, and they drew blood, and he was listening to my lungs and stuff, and he ordered an x-ray. So he ordered the chest x-ray, and he really, like, when he was listening to me or whatever, he was just like, advising me to go to the emergency room, because like I was just that bad. Like I'm telling y'all, like when I was breathing, like I couldn't even talk for real. Like I was like really gasping for air. Like I really could have died sitting at home all these days, like laying there unable to breathe. Like I really could have died, but by the grace of God, I'm here. He saved me. I'm thankful, and I will never ever play like that again. If anytime I get in respiratory distress, I'm calling 911, because like I'm telling y'all, it was something like, it probably don't sound severe with me telling y'all, but actually being here and going through it, it was bad. It was really bad. So anyway, chest x-ray. So once I was done, like I kind of got a glimpse when the radiologist was looking at it, and I seen like white cloudy smoke in the lung area. Y'all know I am in the medical field, so I do know how to read x-rays or whatever, and I just knew right then. I'm like, oh my God, I have pneumonia. So get back to the room, and then he comes in after he reviews the films, and he tells me what I just said, I have pneumonia. So gave me a steroid shot. He was still advising me to go to the emergency room. I was telling him, let me try to, you know, treat it at home. So he sent me home with antibiotics. I had a Zithromax, and I had a steroid pack. And he just was like, in 2 days, if your breathing doesn't improve, I urge you to go to the emergency room. And I agreed, because I mean, I had a steroid shot, I'm finna take the medicine, so if I wasn't finna feel better, I definitely was gonna go to the emergency room, because at that point, like, I didn't know what else to do. But I prayed a lot, y'all. Like I really did pray a lot, but we finna get into that when I tell y'all how I treated it at home. So so after I left urgent care or whatever, like the next day I still felt the same, and I started actually having like real bad pain, like in both my sides, and I was having back pain, like right in the flank area. And that lasted for a long time. It really just went away not so long ago, but it wasn't nothing like severe. It was hurting. Let's see. So 2 days after I left there, my breathing did start to improve, because I kept like taking my treatments. Although I was taking my antibiotics and my steroids, I kept taking those nebulizers. So another thing that I was doing, and those pretty much are all the symptoms that I had with the COVID and the pneumonia. Nothing else. The fever never came back, but everything I mentioned from beginning to the end: headache, eye pain, loss of smell and taste, what else, body ache, fever, chills, sweats, fatigue, did I say body aches, muscle pain, like all of that. And then came the respiratory, runny nose, sneezing, coughing, like dry cough, nothing was coming up, pain in the rib cage, pain in the back, shortness of breath, difficulty breathing, all of that. Those were the symptoms that I had. And what was I finna say? Oh, so I drank a lot of tea. I was doing like a lot of herbal teas at home. I was doing it like 3 to 4 times a day. I did the herbal tea with honey and lemon. I was taking my Mucinex, and he actually told me to start taking NyQuil and stop taking Robitussin. So I would do the Mucinex in the day, I'll take my NyQuil at night. I was still doing the nasal sprays. I had cough drops. What else? Tylenol. I kept doing Tylenol just in case. I was doing steam treatments, and I was drinking lots and 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 lots of water. Like if you got COVID, if you got pneumonia, make sure you're drinking water for it, because like that's the key. You have to stay hydrated, because your body is trying to fight off an infection, and if it's trying to fight off a virus, like it's fighting. And you will get dehydrated if you're not hydrating yourself. And like by me sweating and all that, like I was dehydrating, so I had to drink water. I was drinking water, then I was drinking orange juice. I was just drinking, and I would they'll tell you not to eat nothing cold like popsicles and stuff, but I was eating ice cream. I had a taste for ice cream. I started craving like crazy stuff. My appetite went from me not being able to eat that much to me not being able to get full. I don't know what that was about. No, I'm not pregnant. No, there's no way I could be pregnant. My appetite just picked up and I was just eating weird stuff and kept eating like that. So yes, I was doing the tea, the medicines, and all that. And then, like I said, I prayed a lot. At a time like that, you definitely won't. I don't know what's your beliefs. I ain't trying to push my religion on nobody, but I believe in God, like I always say. And I definitely was talking to God every day and just praying and reading Bible scriptures. And that's pretty much my experience with COVID and pneumonia. And it's safe to say that I am definitely COVID free after 24 long days of agony. I'm talking about agony. I'm telling y'all, like, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. I would not wish this on my worst enemy. Like, it's that bad. Like, man, COVID, it ain't nothing to play with, okay? So, yeah, but by the grace of God, I beat it. I'm COVID free. I am pneumonia free. I'm back to normal. I can breathe again. I can just go about my everyday life without difficulties. And I know there's a lot of people who are not as fortunate as I was and who has passed away from it. And, you know, God rest their souls. It's really, like I said, something serious. It's nothing to take light. And if you do get it, the main thing to do is not panic and to stay hydrated, you know, pray and just try to, I don't know, man, like, it's easier said than done, I will say out it. But yeah, that is my experience with the coronavirus, and I hope this helped some of you. You got some tips from this. This damn rubber band was on my finger the whole time. But yeah, I hope this video helped some of y'all. Y'all got some tips from this. If you or one of your family members are suffering from this, it's gonna be okay. Just do not panic. Just, you know, take it one day at a time. And please don't be like me and try to lay down if you can't breathe. Don't wait till it's too late. Like, go seek medical attention. Yeah, that's all I have for y'all for this video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time I post. I love y'all, and stay beautiful, stay healthy, stay blessed, stay drama free, and I'll talk to y'all in my next video. Bye, guys.
Stay at home, walking contradiction, get some factual and fiction.